Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and we have a really awesome figure to take a look at today, as we have the only 2021 prehistoric figure from Mojo Fun. That is a travesty if you ask me, because the pandemic really messed up a lot of companies' plans for this year, like put a halt on the production of so many figures and drastically lowered the amount of figures that we got from so many different companies, one of which is definitely Mojo Fun. Last year we had a plethora of awesome prehistoric figures that came from them. This year the only one that we have, unfortunately, is the Smilodon. However, as unfortunate as that is, it's still pretty fortunate as far as this figure specifically goes, because this is a beautiful looking Smilodon. I feel like this shows just how much Mojo Fun has continuously improved, but also just gives me so much hope and really shows the potential that they have as far as what they're going to release next. And at this point, we're approaching the period of time where we should find out what is coming for next year. And since things were roughly, a little better this year, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we'll get more prehistoric figures from Mojo Fun for the coming year. But this one, again, specifically is their brand new 2021 Smilodon, and it's definitely one of the nicest Mojo Fun figures that I think I've ever seen, which is really saying something, because the last few years they have just continued to improve, time and time again, delivering some of the best figures that they have ever released, and this one again is following that trend, improving yet again with this Smilodon right here. So let's go ahead, jump straight to a closer look right now. So starting up here at the head sculpt of our Smilodon, look at how absolutely beautiful that head sculpt is, really capturing the beauty, but also the fierce side of the Smilodon, and I think they brought it to life in picture-perfect fashion here on this figure. Really gorgeous head sculpt overall, sporting some really nice fur detail as well. You can see kind of like a little bit of shaggy fur here leading off of the lower jaw down into the throat region of our Smilodon, but you can just generally see a super nice looking paint application. First of all, from that kind of white underbelly here to the yellowish brown coloration for the primary body. Look at how smooth that transition is. That is incredibly smooth. And you can also see that we have some nice brown spots and stuff here on the side of the cheek area of our Smilodon, as well as some black spots up here on the snout, kind of insinuating where the whiskers would be. We have a very nicely sculpted out and painted nose right there. The inside of the mouth looks great. You can see that the tongue is just incredibly well done as far as a texturing as well as paint application standpoint. Picture perfect tones of color used for the inside of the mouth of the Smilodon. You can see kind of a nice curve in the tongue in there, and if the light would be a little bit kinder to us, there we go, you can see that the inside of the mouth on the upper side as well is quite beautifully detailed. The teeth are also quite nicely done from a sculpting standpoint. You can see that they are quite nicely sculpted, especially the, of course, saber teeth of our Smilodon. You can see those as well look really nice, very intimidating, and of course quite beautifully done. You can see that even around the eye there's like a slight hint of a darker coloration to kind of highlight the eye. I really like that as well. Really subtle areas of coloration I'm definitely a big fan of on figures. You can also see that there is a nice black coloration around the eye, and then a yellow eye and a black pupil, and that is painted beautifully. It looks very nice, and also sports a quite nice looking gloss coat, so the eye shines like a real eye would. You can also see a lot of like creasing here in the snout due to the mouth being open, kind of bunching the skin up a little bit as it's showing a very aggressive appearance to the animal, and that is a very nicely sculpted out area detail wise. You can see that those brown stripes and spots and stuff pick up here on the top of the head, as well as some more really nice fur detail all over the place on the top of the head. The ears are nicely elaborated with a black coloration. They're kind of pushed back here on the head sculpt of our Smilodon, and they as well look beautiful from a detailing and paintwork standpoint. As you lead back here into the body, throughout the neck, you can continue to see the beautiful looking fur detail throughout the course of the Smilodon. Very nicely elaborated shoulder blade, as well as beautiful muscle definition. You can see how the leg is really tensing, specifically on this side. You can see the leg is really supporting the weight of the animal, and the tensing is quite visible on that leg, quite beautifully done. Really nice fur detail running down the front of the leg. You can also see some kind of shaggy fur sticking off of the back of the leg of the Smilodon. You have a beautiful looking foot sculpt, as well as kind of a blackish coloration here for the underside of the feet coming up into the claw area. And you can also see that the pads and everything on the undersides of the feet are also really quite nicely sculpted out. Coming back up into the stomach region, we have some more beautiful looking fur detail throughout. Really nice looking. You can just generally see like a really nice structure to the animal, a little bit of girth in the stomach region, so he definitely looks quite healthy. You can actually see as I turn this almost like some variation of the kind of yellowish or orangish brown coloration. There's like hints of like lighter and darker shades included, which looks really cool. Definitely gives it some nice color variation and overall a more realistic appearance. You can see the skin and fur stretching off of the body quite nicely, with this leg pulling back so far, obviously showing the aggressive stance in the positioning of the legs, as well as, of course, that head sculpt. You can kind of see the hip bone right there, as well as some more really nice fur detail throughout. All of those beautiful brown spots and stuff throughout, giving it a really nice flashy look. Again, pretty nice looking foot sculpt right there. If we come around to the back, you can see the tail, and the tail is elaborated there at the tip of the tail with a black coloration, which I definitely quite like. You can see the underside as well sports an incredibly highly detailed appearance as far as the fur detail goes. Beautiful looking fur detail throughout the entire course of the figure. And over here you can kind of see how this leg is like just about to probably lift up off of the ground, as the animal is maybe about to take down some prey or have it out with another Smilodon. I'm not too sure, but that leg definitely looks like it's getting ready to leave the ground, so I would be very intimidated no matter what animal I am that's facing off with this Smilodon. But you could see again that the muscle definition is quite nicely displayed throughout the sculpt of this front leg. More beautiful fur detail, and again the shoulder blade up there at the top of the animal. You can see that the fur detail here in like the cheekbone and stuff looks great as well. More absolutely gorgeous looking paintwork, and then we have the nice detailing here of the stomach region. Again, a little bit of like a shaggier look to the fur down here in the lower part. You can kind of see the skin stretching off of the body right there, but not too much, as this leg is a little bit further forward than what you see on the opposing side. And then again, the hip bone and the rear leg looks great over here as well. Just a beautiful, beautiful looking sculpt for the Smilodon, and an equally beautiful paint job. I absolutely love this Smilodon from Mojo Fun. As far as a size goes on our Smilodon, if we go from the leg that's kind of stretched out here to the snout, you're looking at about 5¼ inches, or around the 13, closing in on 13.5 centimeter mark. And then for a height, the back here of the shoulder blades is probably the highest point. You're looking at about 2¾ inches, or around the 7 centimeter mark. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon from the Mattel Jurassic World toy line, in comparison to our Mojo Fun Smilodon, showing you that the figure isn't super huge like some previous Mojo Fun figures have been, but it's also not small by any means. It's actually a really quite nice size. I would say pretty much a perfect size for a Smilodon figure, and very similar in size to a lot of their previous prehistoric mammals, but definitely a gorgeous looking figure, beautiful sculpt, beautiful paint, and a very nice size. So this brand new 2021 Mojo Fun Smilodon is another fantastic figure from Mojo Fun, and seeing just how incredibly nice this figure is, it really makes me sad that we didn't get more from them as far as prehistoric animals for their 2021 line, just showing the true potential of Mojo Fun here with this figure, and also just showing you how much they've improved over time. I feel like this is definitely leading the charge as far as one of their best figures so far, and the sculpt is phenomenal, really nicely detailed overall, as well as given a really cool stance and positioning for the Smilodon. I think it's a very nice natural look, and obviously shows both the majestic beauty of the animal, but also the really nice fierce side of the Smilodon, all in one incredible looking model. The paintwork as well is beautifully done, giving you quite a few different kind of like orangish, yellowish tones. Very nice, very naturally applied, and the transitions back and forth are incredibly smooth. We also have that really nice kind of brown spotting throughout, which is definitely a coloration that I could see on a Smilodon if it were still alive today. And all of that paint application is beautifully applied to the model itself. It all generally looks like body color, not just paint on a figure. So kudos to Mojo Fun on not only having an incredible sculpt, but also a fantastic paint job for their model. And that's not the only area that you see great paint work. The mouth is nicely painted, the eyes are nicely painted, the nose, the tail, the ears, everything paint-wise looks beautiful if you ask me on this Smilodon. So if this is a figure you are interested in picking up, I will include a link in the description to everythingdinosaur.com, where I do believe this figure is in stock currently, and you can pick it up right away. And trust me, if you are a fan of prehistoric mammals, or Smilodon specifically, it is a great idea to head on over to Everything Dinosaur right now and purchase this fantastic Smilodon. You will definitely not be disappointed. So make sure you check the link in the description, go buy this fantastic Smilodon, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.